Welcome to AZPM News Daily, a recap of all the stories we've covered here today at Arizona Public Media. I'm Katia Mendoza. In today's headlines, summertime in Arizona means more car accidents and the need for more blood.
One person injured in a serious car accident can require up to 100 units of blood.
A group of storm chasers talk about the season they love, monsoon.
Monsoon Con still draws a small but dedicated group following the Southwest's midsummer mini-season.
And state lawmakers want Tucson's Indian Health Service office kept open.
Any cut is going to cause a delay.
It's Thursday, June 25th. Up first today, summer means more traffic accidents and the need for more blood donations. Ellen Boyd has more on an upcoming campaign to boost the blood supply.
One person injured in a serious car accident can require up to 100 units of blood. And according to a USA Today report, Arizona experiences a 33% increase in traffic fatalities in the summer. As donations typically decline due to extreme heat, school breaks, and travel, the American Red Cross is launching its annual Donate in the Desert blood drive campaign in southern Arizona. The kickoff event will be held next Wednesday at the Viscount Hotel from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a t-shirt giveaway and ice cream. Donors can schedule an appointment by visiting redcrossblood.org. L.M. Boyd, AZPM News.
Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays announced 42 Medicaid fraud indictments on Wednesday. That brings the number of people charged with exploiting a loophole in the American Indian Health Plan to 280. The charges vary from fraudulent billing and unlicensed medical practice to manslaughter. Over the last decade, Arizona's Medicaid system was defrauded of more than $2 billion through bad actors billing the state for sober living services they never provided. Operators targeted vulnerable individuals, predominantly Native Americans, offering false claims of inpatient addiction treatment services. Next, Tucson hosts a gathering of weather watchers this weekend. Tony Perkins has more on Monsoon Con.
It's not an event of colorful costumed characters, but Monsoon Con still draws a small but dedicated group following the Southwest's midsummer mini-season. It's being held at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum on Saturday. Liz Kemp is a photographer who aims to capture images of darkening skies, cloudbursts, and lightning bolts that happen with almost every monsoon.
You can be sitting on a hilltop with your camera under the full sun, sweating it out in 100-degree temperatures, but your camera can still be pointed at another part of Tucson where the rain is coming down in torrents.
Monsoon Con features guest speakers giving tips and advice about analyzing weather phenomena, meeting the challenge of forecasting monsoon rainfall, and chasing storms as they roam across the region. I'm Tony Perkins, AZPM News.
After a distemper outbreak last week, Pima Animal Care Center reopened parts of its shelter yesterday. The reopened areas include the cat room, which was not affected by the outbreak, and a section of dog kennels in the back area. The public can currently visit 50 dogs which tested negative for distemper. PAC is currently waiting on additional test results for the rest of its residents. The Eastside Adoption Center reopened on Saturday after no dogs tested positive. PAC believes the outbreak was caused by 2 dogs that were brought in as strays. Democratic state lawmakers are urging Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to keep the Tucson office of the Indian Health Service open. It serves more than 28,000 indigenous people. Democratic State Representative Brian Garcia, who is Pascuayaqui, is concerned.
Consolidating one to another, you're going to have a disruption of service. Any cut is going to cause a delay.
The plan is to assign clients from the Tucson office to the one in Phoenix, which is already serving 180,000 people. In a letter, Democratic lawmakers have urged Kennedy to halt the closure. The agency has not commented on the request. Homeowners in Pima County's Amphitheater District may see an increase in their property taxes this year. If the tax levy is approved, owners of homes valued at $100,000 would pay a yearly $41 instead of $39. This tax is separate from the bond and override funds Amphi collects for school operations and salaries. It would instead satisfy upgrades to land around Amphi schools without needing voter approval. The tax is subject to the Amphi board's approval. Public education advocates filed a legal challenge yesterday against a Republican-backed ballot measure. The GOP measure would void efforts to put guardrails on the state's private school voucher program. Cameron Sanchez reports.
The state's teachers union and other public education advocates are backing a separate ballot measure that would put an income cap on voucher eligibility and add other restrictions. GOP lawmakers added a competing measure to the ballot, which would void the other measure if voters pass both. The teachers union argues the GOP measure violates a separate amendment rule in the state constitution and uses a misleading title, which claims to be specifically about protecting education for military families, and doesn't alert voters to the part of the legislation which would nullify the union's measure.
Cameron Sanchez, Phoenix.
And finally, Arizona voters added abortion protections to the state's constitution 2 years ago, but reproductive rights advocates say their fight is far from over. Reproductive Freedom for All, which backed the 2024 amendment, has committed to spending tens of millions of dollars in elections this year. Athena Salmon, with the organization, said she still isn't sure exactly how much of that money will flow into the state, but promised it will be active in Arizona. Salmon made the announcement alongside Hobbs, medical providers, and other reproductive rights advocates on Wednesday, the 4-year anniversary of the U.S. Supreme Court's Dobbs decision that overturned abortion protections guaranteed under Roe v. Wade. And that should catch you up on everything we've covered here today at Arizona Public Media. Thanks for listening. When you can't catch our on-air newscasts, you can always get them here. Timely news for you on your time. Make sure to subscribe to the AZPM News Daily wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Katia Mendoza. We'll see you tomorrow.